Should we do the She-Hulk or Andor first?
Yeah, what is She-Hulk? I think.
The review, in terms of review, I think we'll go with Andor, right? Or do you want She-Hulk? Okay, we'll go with She-Hulk first.
Yeah. She-Hulk.
So this guy Josh.
So he really was after her blood, basically.
Disappointed. Everyone was rooting for Josh.
Yeah. But it looks like so he was after her blood.
Well, and he was messaging Hawk King.
Mm.
Who's either Samuel or Titania. But yeah. So there is a new Hawk coming then because they've got the blood.
We will find out.
Oh. So they were responsible for the Red Hulk in the Marvel universe. Okay.
Yeah. Intelligentsia.
An interesting episode, and finally Porcupine brought his suit to the
dry cleaner. That was funny.
Yeah. So we do get a little bit of extra scenes just by the stills in the end credits.
Yeah. So now I understand why at the end of the previous episode they had that scene at the lab. And yeah, so obviously that leads into this because we know that Josh was from Intelligentsia and he was Gavin. So he was there to basically steal her blood.
So the person that we thought would be the enemy from the start was not actually the enemy. Because Emil Blonsky was in it, we kind of assumed that he would kind of go off the rails, but
actually it wasn't. Yeah, no, that was quite a twist.
It does seem like he changed.
He's now a wellness
instructor. He's a life coach. Yeah, so interesting. To actually see what he did after prison, like what is this meditation retreat like? So we now got to see that.
So he was actually true to his word.
Yeah, that's right.
And was that Blade's son in one of the
Saracen? Yeah, I'm wondering who he was and whether he was a character as well.
He's a vampire, right? He's
a vampire.
Apparently, he thinks that he's a vampire.
He thinks he
is. Or he's saying that his father was a vampire.
Saracen.
Saracen, yeah. So, we know that Blade is coming.
Saracen.
I'm wondering whether that's like a hint for Blade, like a setup in a way.
Well, they have confirmed the Blade is coming.
Yeah.
And they already got an actor for Blade as well.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Yeah. Really hard name to pronounce.
So this is possibly like an Easter egg kind of thing.
How exactly did they get She-Hulk's blood?
I think he was copying something off
the phone. And probably when they had slept together at the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he had like a syringe or something, and then he used it to.
Like how? Like up the butt or something?
No, yeah.
Because if it's anything like the Hulk, the skin should be impregnable, even if they were in the human form.
Well, obviously not.
He must have gotten it somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably had to make her fall in love with him to let her put her guard down or something. We don't really know.
Yeah.
But it does seem like she's been ghosted by Josh now.
Ghosted.
Yeah. So it wasn't really about that. It was he was definitely after her blood. That was the whole point of it. And that's why he was there at the wedding as well. Because even though he claims to be a guest at the wedding, maybe he wasn't a real guest. That he was just like a wedding crasher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't really know him. But yeah, that does seem like where it's going to. And there is only 2 episodes left for She-Hulk.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So we'll see what happens next and what they do with that blood and whether they really do develop, a Hulk from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
That'll be
is kind of interesting that they haven't introduced Daredevil yet.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
I think they're
Yeah.
saving him maybe next or either second last or last episode, I think.
Well, Daredevil is too good of a character to just have for just 1 episode, so probably a double.
Probably they'll do both, yeah. But he'll somehow get involved with this if it's to do with Kingpin, I think. Like who's behind intelligentsia, is Kingpin involved in it somehow?
Probably that could then lead to 2 different shows. Daredevil Born Again and Echoes.
Maybe it's a way of linking it.
Well, considering that the show is all about like linking all the shows together, it wouldn't be surprising if they did.
There are some Easter eggs. So
All right.
the inhibitor thingy.
But it sort of is interesting that his inhibitor, can malfunction because of an electrical surge. That means it's not really like it's easy for people to just tamper with it.
Yes.
It's that to
So,
me,
yeah. So do you think
Yeah,
that he
also-
actually did get the electrocution from the fence or from
No,
that
because
Matador guy? Because the Matador guy could also produce electricity.
they're in a completely dead zone, right?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have found out that the inhibitor chip had been fried because
Well-
the prison collars and stuff like that. I just run on the mobile network.
Usually not. They're usually based off a lower end spectrum of radio. So even if it's in a dead zone, it would work similar to radio where you could still access like satellite radio. Or what they call the old ham radios, where it could be accessed anywhere, even in dead zones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a different technology, inhibitor technology.
Yes, so it's probably one of the low radio frequency ones where it could be accessed anywhere. So it's not Wi-Fi or satellite.
It's not internet
4G.
Yeah.
This man will.
Yeah, that's so funny. He is quite a funny character.
Yep, that Man Bull and El Guido.
This guy,
the Matador guy. The Matador guy.
Aquila.
El Aguila was like,
mutant with bioelectric blasting power.
It's possible it was his actual blaster that probably caused the inhibitor to.
Yeah. The
that's
real
what,
reason
that's what
why
I was
the
thinking. Yeah,
inhibitor failed.
Yeah.
it was probably not the gate, as he said. The electric gate.
Yeah.
It's probably him.
Yeah. It could have been like if he used it in the group, accidentally let it off or something, that could cause the inhibitor to malfunction as well.
And then also Porcupine, another villain. So all these MCU villains coming
Okay.
to the wellness retreat.
Right.
It reminds me of Villain Pub.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yep. If you ever watched like the YouTube series called Hizzy or How It Should Have Ended,
Okay.
they have something called Villain Pub.
Okay.
Oh,
It reminds me of that.
Okay.
and then we talk about Saracen. Possibly related to Blade.
Yeah, possibly.
He
Will
thinks
he
he's a
be-
vampire. Thinks
Will
he's
he
a vampire.
be in the Blade movie?
Well,
We don't really know.
we don't know. It's still too early.
Well, they already did vampires in the really bad Sony production of Morbius,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but that's not MCU. That's
that's
the Sony.
the DC kind of.
They're not DC one.
No.
That's the Sony
Okay.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Mobius. Yeah. Like Venom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Venom.
Yeah, but those are the Sony property ones that they own. They're not part of the MCU, even though they are trying to mix it up a bit because they did get. But what was that guy's name again?
Hmm?
They brought over the Spider-Man villain from #1 to Morbius.
Green Goblin? Which one? No. Which
They're not Falcon. It was the other one.
I'm trying to remember. So it's not Green Goblin. Who was it? Electro? Who was who are the villains again? Octo, Doctor
The villain in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming.
He appeared in Morbius at the end.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen Morbius yet, so I don't remember. I don't know.
What was the guy's name? All I know, he played Batman as well.
Michael Keaton's
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
character.
Yeah, that's Michael Keaton's character in Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
I remember him as well. What was his character's name?
Vulture.
Vulture. Okay.
Adrian Toomes Vulture, played by Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
He also plays Batman.
Yeah. So it's an interesting way to reintroduce him into.
Yeah, but the way that they introduced him
The
for
Spider-Verse.
for the Morbius show is he came from the MCU's, so he's the MCU Vulture, and then apparently now he's in the Sonyverse
Okay, interesting.
because of the whole break in the multiverse.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch Morbius because I didn't see the connection because I haven't seen it yet. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was an interesting tidbit. But that was only for like a short period for like that end credit scene. So it's probably not connected as much.
Yeah. Although he might reappear again in a new Spider-Man movie. We never know.
We don't know because he jumps the multiverse now, so we do not know.
Anything could happen with the multiverse. Interesting. But yeah, an interesting episode with the support group.
Yeah, the
therapy
the
session.
villain pub support group.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it villain pub because of Hizzy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of fun that we actually see them be good. They help She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's right. Even the guy that mugged her, just happened to be there as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't really preview that scene, as they said, of like the previously on. They did in the previous episode of that previously on, but not this episode. So this time we got a special previously on right in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. In the middle is when it happened.
Yeah, that was
episode.
A really interesting bit that can only be done for a show where she is aware that she's in a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great use of the 4/4 break. Yeah.
Yeah, just
self-aware.
Previously
it's
on.
Very self-aware.
Yeah. Previously on this guy.
I mean, who did any of us actually remember that guy?
I don't know.
Probably not. Like
before she mentioned it.
He was such a side character that we probably wouldn't.
Yeah, he was one of 4 guys who
random guys.
Yeah.
Random dude.
So if they didn't do the previously on, then we went down there.
You'd have to had a pretty good memory.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that memorable to begin
Yeah.
with.
It wasn't a memorable moment.
Yeah.
Like now that we
Yeah.
know it, we kind of know what had happened and
Yeah.
remember it, but we wouldn't have known that was one of the guys.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this up and get to Andor. So
Okay. Yeah. So overall, it's a pretty fun episode as well. This is actually quite a funny one with the sport group. You know, so again, it's another humorous episode.
so what would you say? 8, 7?
For this, I would go with like 6.5. I think it's a fun episode. And at least we sort of knew what Josh's real motives were. So it wasn't just ghosting her. Yeah, but interesting kind of ending there. You know, that twist. But yeah, I guess I'm looking forward more to the last 2 episodes because I feel like it's gonna ramp up with the action and and everything. So yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Another fun episode, and nice to see Emil Blonsky back again as the Abomination. I just think he's such a fun character. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bill, Jeff.
Jeff, you're on mute, so you have to unmute yourself.
Maybe it's not around.
Or Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, okay. I'll probably go for 7.5, I think. Yeah, because no, I'll go for 7, I think. I was looking for more content in this episode, and I found it just very suspect that they wouldn't be suspecting Miller, like tampering with his own inhibitorship, because the excuse was really piss poor. I electrocuted on electric fence when I was getting my favorite chicken. That was just ridiculous.
That's why we suspect it was the Matador guy.
Yeah.
It was far more likely it was.
Yeah, so and but yeah, it was good to have that the previously on with Jen. That was a bit of fun. Yeah, so I'll give it a 7.5, I think.
All right.
Okay.
I think James is probably asleep, right?
Not sure.
Okay.
James,
I'll give it a 7.
Oh, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. Are we talking about She-Hulk or Andor or both?
Just She-Hulk first. Yeah.
She-Hulk first.
For now.
Oh, She-Hulk first. Yeah, I'll give it a 7, I think. So good to see, Emil Blonsky back and stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think about the whole texting anxiety thing? Do you think that's accurate portrayal?
The texting thing.
Yeah. The anxiety that comes with texting.
That was quite funny.
Yeah, it is quite.
I mean, some people are like that. They're a bit sort of addicted to their phones and sort of expect people to text them straight away.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Is it accurate to people who are in a relationship? I
Oh,
wouldn't know
that's
because I
confusing.
never actually dated. Sorry.
I don't know. I guess depends on
Yeah.
the relationship you have. Some people, like to
That's
text
true.
back straight away. And some people take a while, like a day or two.
Take a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Depends on people's personality, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's why some people don't like to have the read receipt thing on.
Yeah.
So
Some
people
people
can
don't
tell
have,
when they've read it.
yeah, some people don't even have notifications on.
But I think it
yeah.
also depends on if they're in a close relationship or not as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true, true.
So if it's just like a normal friend, you just usually leave it till like the end of the day. That's when I tend to do it.
Yeah.
So
Not
Yeah.
instantly, right? Yeah.
not
Yeah.
exactly instantly, but I do it within the day if I see something.
True. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Yeah, I mean,
Depending on the platform
personally-
as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
And some
like,
people,
personally,
if
yeah,
they're at work, they probably wouldn't check until lunchtime
yeah,
or
I
at the
agree.
end of the day.
Or the differences between like the standard SMS messages or like Facebook Messenger and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Facebook Messenger, I just say I just leave it till the end of the day. If it was an SMS, then I take it a bit more seriously and just check
Yeah.
it when I can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree with you guys. For me personally, like, even though if we were in a close friendship or close in relationship, like, I'm probably not the type that will just keep messaging each other every minute or even every hour. I know some
Yeah.
people. I've got good friends who actually tell me that they message each other every minute, like
Every
this is
minute. That's
random.
How do you
random
do
things,
your?
like, oh, hi,
How
hi,
do
hi,
you?
hi, hi, like,
No,
smiley face, smiley
I don't
face,
really
hi.
like it because then you
Yeah, me
you
too.
pick your phone.
That's a bit much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's a bit too much, I think.
I agree. Sometimes you just have to wait until just be patient and wait, and then you reply when you can, when they can reply when they can, and just let it free flowing. Like there's no necessary condition. Of course, you like to reply, within a day, or two maybe, but like I wouldn't put pressure on the other party to reply straight away or expect a reply, or expect even a reply. Like sometimes even perhaps, it just depends on the context and the things like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I just thought the show brought up kind of interesting, like observation about modern day texting anxieties.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I
That's
think
true.
it is a real problem.
It is a real problem. I agree. Actually, another revelation is like, look, I've sent messages in the past that never got a reply. It's true.
Yeah. So you're
Ever.
like
Never-
Jen, who's just like thinking in her head, what's wrong?
Yeah,
What's happened?
it happens. Look, there are people like you're not close to. They're not going to reply.
Yeah, but the thing is in this one as
not
well,
many, but
it's not just about the SMSing and texting thing.
Yes.
It was the internet as well.
The internet.
Oh yeah, internet.
She had no service.
Oh
So
yeah,
the next time that she comes over,
internet.
she says that he will need to have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So she's sort of a bit addicted to her phone anyway, because she
that's
always
true.
needs to have internet and the
That's true.
Wi-Fi and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure she was talking about her setting up a workstation to do her work.
Yeah.
Well, they can't really do it without internet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's not just like messaging or texting anxiety anymore. It's like Wi-Fi anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just having to have internet access all the time. Yeah. That's why when the NBN is down, people are like, That's happened a couple of times here in Eastwood, because like storms or whatever, sometimes it's because of that, or there's maintenance happening and people are always like,
Give me the internet back.
Yeah.
That's why now we have like 4G or 5G backup.
Yeah.
Anyway,
internet.
so it's a 7 from Jeff. I think for me, I'll probably give it about 7 as well. It's a nice change of pace, this one. Like getting into a therapy session. That was quite a highlight scene in this episode. Seeing all these
it was
level villains. No one cares about them, right? But they all end up in the retreat.
Yeah, but they didn't
Um,
portray them as villains.
Yeah. No, they weren't there as like villains. They were just
They
there
were there to share,
get
yeah.
therapy and stuff. Yeah.
And to help each other, which was nice.
A different pace for the
Yeah, different pace.
bad guys.
I am a little bit disappointed by the no show, Matt Murdock, no show, Daredevil,
Mm.
up to this point. So, we've only got 2 episodes left for him to make his anticipated appearance. So hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Otherwise, it'll be a big letdown.
Mm.
I mean, the thing is, they've sort of set him up already, right? So why? Maybe I don't know. I guess it's still She-Hulk's show, so you don't really want Matt Murdock to come in and just steal the show away, right?
Mm.
So maybe they're just waiting
They're just waiting
Yep.
for the right time to.
for the right moment,
Yep.
for the finish line.
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
reckon it'll be final too.
mm,
Yeah, probably in the final 2.
maybe a 2-parter. Yeah.
It'll be two. Yeah.
So 7 for me. So got Jono.
Yep, I kind of enjoyed this episode. Like, different filming techniques were in there. Like, the beginning, it was like just musical with the whole love sequence with
Like a
going through-
rom-com, right?
They're going through the several days. Like, it said like Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when she was like with the anxiety. Yeah, so I did like how they did that. As well, they had like the no service tag right on top of her. She was
Yeah.
looking for service. Like, okay, yes, like we can all see that she had no service. And then she walked into a room, and then there was one bar. Everyone cheers when they have one bar, when they have no service for a long time. That was quite funny. As well, a lot of fourth wall breaks, especially in the car.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the suspenseful music like driving to the place, and then you hear the music that's in her car. It's like that was like that kind of broke it.
Yeah.
She was singing that Doo-Bop song. Ridiculous. That was actually kind of
Yeah.
okay. That's funny.
Yeah.
Overall, this episode didn't really move the story forward too much. Disappointment in Josh as well.
Hmm.
He ended up being a bad guy villain. He's more of a villain than these villains in the show.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Because the villains in the support group were supporting her and pulling her through the troubles.
It was quite
It's
a
like a
twist.
bit of a reversal. Yes.
Yeah.
And Josh, who was meant to be the boyfriend or lover, was the real villain.
It actually
Yeah.
stings a lot more. Yes. Than the physical hurt, right?
Yeah, it's not just hate or like revenge or anything like that. It's actually the actual, what would you call it? Like betrayal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, sure, you could say like fight here, there, and there, but a betrayal is worse than everything else.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this is not like Titania as a villain, like she's a totally different sort.
Yeah, because Titania is like,
she's the antagonist right from the start.
yeah, like
So
an
she's never-
antagonist. Yeah, so we know that they're going against each other, and all they want to do is fight each other.
Yeah.
But what Josh does is way worse because it's a true betrayal.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, she and Titania were never friends, so there's no betrayal there. Like, they were
Yeah,
always,
exactly.
gonna, be in conflict with each other. So there's no surprises there.
Yeah, but from what Josh did is a true full betrayal. It's like
Betrayal
no-
of trust. Yes.
no way.
No way.
The true villain of the show. Like, not only just betrayal, he wants to physically harm her. Overall, I give the episode like maybe a 5.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 8 from IGN. breaks formula with a much needed shakeout as we approach the finish line. So we only got 2 episodes to go.
Yep,
Yeah,
2 episodes
just need to
ago.
see.
Yeah, we're
Moving
looking-
on to Andor.
Yes, with Andor, another interesting episode there. And we get to see more of the behind the scenes of how, I guess, the resistance is shaping up.
Well, we see Mon Mothma.
Mm.
Mon Mothma, so the senator, and then how she's involved with this whole operation.
A lot of politics, huh?
Yeah, interesting.
Well, Star Wars is kind of political if you looked at episodes 1 to 3, even
It
though
is.
people thought it was kind of boring because of the
Yeah,
political
it's
side.
all
It
about
actually
text.
did.
It's all about text.
Yeah, it did actually talk about like proper things that go on in like senates and stuff. So yeah. It is
Yeah.
political.
It
It
is a
is.
political show because I mean the whole point of the resistance is to fight back against the empire. So of course it was always going to be political in that sense. But it's interesting to see who the players are behind the resistance, because I think in the Star Wars movies themselves, there isn't that much focus on them, on the actual characters in the resistance,
Yeah,
as much as there is on the Skywalker family,
Mm.
for example.
that's right. So this is
Here-
more on the political side of Star Wars.
Yeah, with
this show.
Andor, they're not focusing on any of the Skywalkers. They're focusing on the members of the resistance, the leaders of the resistance.
Yep.
Um,
And hopefully we'll see more of who we're hoping for in the Andor show as well.
yeah. Mm,
Like Rebels characters.
yeah. Mm. And yeah, I'm looking forward to how their mission to rob the armory goes. It's gonna be the next episode.
So it's
that's
gonna be a
exciting.
heist.
Yeah, this
episode.
is like
What? It's gonna be like Solo then.
yeah.
Solo
Yeah,
was
I-
not great. That was just like too basic.
Yeah, no, I think this is gonna be more interesting.
Yeah,
this
but
is gonna be
Yeah, but if they do a proper heist episode and follow like what other heist episodes do well, is they go into the heist, the plan fails, not probably just once, but twice, or maybe 3 times it fails. So they have the backup of the backup of the backup plan.
So they've always gotta have a backup.
Yes, so usually the backup plan also doesn't work, so they have to improvise a new plan on the spot.
Yeah,
That's how some of those heist shows do kind of well. So
yeah,
their plans will always have to fail the first few times,
yeah.
and in the midst of it, they have to create a new plan.
Hmm. I mean that's where the suspense is. It's like what could go wrong,
Yeah,
in this.
Exactly. That's why
There
a
are
heist.
so many things that can go wrong. They have 9 minutes to rob this armory.
So that's why in a heist episode or movie, it always has to go wrong the first time, at least.
Hmm.
90
doesn't,
minutes
it's-
to 90 minutes to rob the armory and transport the stuff 50 kilometers.
Yeah.
That other heist movie that we watched was a zombie heist movie.
Hmm.
What show is that called again?
Oh, you mean the Army of the Dead prequel?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an interesting heist movie.
Hmm.
Army of Thieves. Yes, Army of Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be fun to see
their
how it-
plan failed as well several times, and at the end they completely failed. Like they
Mhm.
finally got through, but then ultimately they failed.
Hmm.
I'm really not expecting the heist to be successful.
I'm not expecting it to go smoothly at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Considering
It wouldn't be fun if it was successful at the first go.
I think definitely something is going to go wrong.
Something has to go wrong.
Yeah, even just when they were talking about the plans, I was like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
like highly risky. And it just, and I think the fact that I think if they don't know him, they don't know Andor. They know him well, they know him as Clem. So and
Yeah, make a name
doesn't
of
know them.
yourself. That was just
So that was just the fact that they barely know each other. And he's coming in at the last second to be part of this, and has to learn everything last minute, including the plans of the garrison, flying, the run, and then, he suddenly has to speak the language as well. He has one night, or well, 3 days really. He has 3 days to learn all that before,
But as well, he's also the only one who's been hired.
Yeah, that's right.
So it does seem like the other rebels are kind of using him because he's expendable.
Yeah.
So Luton, that's why Luton chose him.
Yeah.
Just like that, yeah. He will do the job, but most likely they'll try to put him in a situation that he'll be killed.
I think they'll get him to do the most dangerous parts of the mission.
Yep.
And that's why he was brought on board. But yeah. But we know that, he's good at what he does.
Yeah, and we do know that he'll survive because we know when he actually dies.
Yeah. So we know he doesn't die here.
Not
That's
yet.
obvious. So
Yeah. That's the problem with some of these shows where you have like a prequel type show.
because
You already know what's coming, so it's not as fun.
Not as fun, but I still think the heist, the action for that will be fun. I think seeing that play out will be fun, and to see how he handles the situation when things go wrong. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yep, to form the character that we know in.
So I think it's more character building than it is about, the plot so much. It's really, building up his character and seeing what kind of character he is at the time of Rogue One. By the time Rogue One comes along, what sort of man he's become by then.
So this Luton character too, in this episode, in his
Luton's
shop,
shop?
there's actually a lot of Easter eggs.
But he sort of seems like some kind of antique dealer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So antique dealer,
like the collector.
a
Reminds
collector.
me a lot of Benicio del Toro. Yeah, the collector in the MCU. So it's interesting that that's really just a front for moving money, a lot of money around.
Yeah. And they did have like several name drops as well, like the planets of in Rogue One.
And also Scarif.
Cardiff.
Scarif.
From Rogue One.
All right. Yeah, Scarif.
Yeah.
That's it. Rogue One, Scarif.
Who's this guy?
So he looks like
I don't think we've seen him before.
I don't think
He
so.
looks familiar.
He looks a little bit like, I don't know.
Palpatine?
Yes, I think there was an article talking about the similarity.
Yeah, but it's not, because Palpatine
It's not.
is
no, Palpatine is
the Emperor at this point.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe you're referring to this species from Knights of the Old Republic name drop, like
okay.
a Quati
Signet.
signet made of blue cyber. References the Rakata from the classic Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. Rakata was Knights of the Old Republic.
And okay.
The Rakata were known as like the old ones in the Old Republic.
Okay.
They like predated like all the Jedi or the Sith. They created a lot of technology.
And the Sith Stalker armor as well.
Okay.
From the Force Unleashed series.
Force Unleashed, yes. Force Unleashed game.
Okay.
Well, the voice actor and the face of, I think, I forgot the guy's name, but Starkiller. which was not actually his name. They used him again in Star Wars Rebels to voice Darth Maul.
Okay.
But yeah, if you just watch up like videos of the Force Unleashed game and like a movie version or whatever, even though it's kind of old now, it's kind of an interesting game at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this Bankajo, yeah, which
Yeah,
he
that
gave
was
to
a
Mon
fun little artifact there.
Utapao.
Mm.
Utapao is a planet inhabited by some of these races.
Yep.
The Grand Inquisitor apparently was, which we saw in
This
Obi-Wan.
was Powan,
Yes.
but he did not look like a Powan because they went to Utapau in episode 3, where they actually did have a better CGI version of a Powan, which the Grand Inquisitor looked nothing like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, Grieving
Plo
Jedi
Koon
Master.
again. Plo Koon.
Plo Koon,
Yeah.
Plo Koon. Yeah, Grieving Mask in the antique shop. Perhaps worn by Plo Koon himself. Who knows? He's a collector of all these artifacts. Mirrors of worlds between worlds as well in his antique shop. And then he also has Jedi and Sith holocrons.
It's got some really interesting stuff there in his shop.
Yep, he does.
I mean, definitely you can have so many Easter eggs with that.
Yeah.
Just the shop alone, it's full of Easter eggs.
And Mon Mothma's dinner also has Easter eggs. Because the governor, she had dinner with the governor of Henna. Henna is actually the capital city of Mon Mothma's homeworld, Chandrila.
Yeah. But what I do find interesting now is they're actually trying to fill up the gaps quite a lot between episodes 3 and 4.
Yes.
Including Rogue One. So there are a lot of new games or TV shows in that time period. So we have to include Obi-Wan in that time period. The game which may be canon would be Jedi Fallen Order. So maybe we'll see Cal Kestis sometime in this show.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah, I feel like that would be an interesting cameo, if he does appear.
Yeah, because they kind of did spoof it a bit in Obi-Wan, because they did go to that Inquisitorious place, which was underwater.
Yeah.
Which was also in the game. So yeah, it does seem like they're trying to get some of the other games or stuff to become a bit more canon. Starkiller's armor wasn't really considered canon because Starkiller was meant to be a hidden apprentice of Darth Vader. So that doesn't really make sense if they do make that canon. Unless they find a convincing way to try to make it canon.
Yeah.
But that at the time, it's probably not.
Yeah.
So that's probably like a whole game on its own. Well, it was meant to be, not meant to be canon. But if they do find a way to make it canon, I'd say maybe go for it, but it may not come off well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they choose to do that, what they decide to do with it. Yeah, this was a pretty interesting episode for me. Yeah.
Actually, it's Luton who also looks a little bit like Palpatine.
Yeah, when I looked at it, it's like, wait, it looks like Palpatine, but then Palpatine is meant to be Emperor at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. The disguise makes him resemble Palpatine.
Like maybe that's on purpose.
Maybe,
Like he puts on a wig. It's not his real hair, so he puts on a wig to make himself resemble Palpatine a bit more. Maybe to kind of make him look less suspicious. you know.
Yeah, but then he's not doing it right because his face is more like the younger Palpatine before he got scarred by like Mace Windu
Mm.
and falling to the dark side, like full Dark Emperor.
Yeah, it's hard to say about this Lutheran character because he could end up being a bad guy with darker intentions, right? So who knows? It may be foreshadowing something.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But so far at this point, what we know of him is that he is a part of the resistance.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. He's working both sides, isn't he?
It's one of those like that is trying to appear, one thing to the Empire, but it's really, working against them.
So yeah, this show is a lot more political.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well to see the politics within the Empire itself, like the Imperial Guards. That there's a bit of this jostling for position, and that there's a lot of people kind of sometimes they let their ambition get in the way of doing the job, or they let the politics get in the way of doing the job, and that's ultimately probably why they failed. Because things that should be looked at isn't being looked at, like what we saw with the officers.
Like the officers on the planet aren't doing their jobs correctly, so the Empire or Imperials just completely take over, which is kind of what happens. Like,
they're very
they were like practically pushed out, so it's going to be like full Imperials.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the new gang of rebels that Andor is now a part of. So it seems to be these two storylines going, happening at the same time. There's the bigger, political storyline of the Empire, and then there's the rebels.
Yeah, like several groups of rebels. So we now
Several
are introduced to a new group of rebels in the Star Wars canon. Because previously the one that we did know was Star Wars Rebels, which was the Rebels crew.
Yeah.
Which they are making a live action version of for the Ahsoka show.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I guess it's cool to.
Yeah, but the Ahsoka show, I think they're gonna fit it in between like episode 3 and 4 as well, because it's meant to be like the continuation of Rebels. So not the Ahsoka, which is later on in The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett.
This will be an earlier.
Yeah, so I'm actually
sort of like her prequel story kind of thing.
Yes, so I think it's a bit interesting because if they use the same actress to play Ahsoka for the one between episodes 3 and 4, and the one that's in The Mandalorian, it would be a bit weird.
No, I think they'd have to cast someone younger.
Yeah, if they did, they'd probably have to cast someone younger, but I think they already have her as playing Ahsoka now. How they handle that, I have no idea. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see when that show comes out, I guess. Yeah.
Which I think is like 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect it to come out this year. I think it's a bit too close to the end of the year. I think their focus this year is Andor. So yeah, it's likely to be next year.
Yeah, Andor and the Tales of the something or other.
Tales of the Republic, or I can't remember the exact title.
The animated one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the title as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the title. They announced like so many things.
Yeah, D23 had so much that it was just so packed. You can't remember everything. You know,
It was Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi,
It
okay.
is this year. It is this year.
okay. Mm.
And we
Oh,
get
wow.
Liam Neeson back as Qui-Gon.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. Nice to have him back. Yeah. And I've often kind of wondered what his story was because we get so little of his actual backstory, even in episode 1. We don't really know that much about him, you know, not as much as we know about Obi-Wan in comparison.
Hmm.
Like, how much do we really know about him, you know, other than, oh, he was Obi-Wan's master. Nothing else really about his background.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see that fleshed out more in Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, which would be animated, so it's a bit easier to do. They were the live action ones.
Yeah.
But D23 just announced so many things.
Yeah, it'll be hard to kind of remember everything. But yeah, I'm sure someone has got a record of it where they've summarized everything.
Yeah, so it also includes the Bad Batch next season. Star Wars: The Skeleton Crew. So yeah, that's a few more stuff.
Hmm.
Bad Batch, they say January the 4th, 2023. October 26th is Tales of the Jedi.
Hmm.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew yet to be
That's
released.
not yet announced, is it?
Not a release date yet.
Okay.
And the Mandalorian season 3 teaser
Hmm.
premiering in 2023.
Hmm.
And they also have Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures.
Yeah.
Too
All right.
much. Yeah.
We should get to the scores, I think.
Let's give our scores. Mm.
Let's get to it. So maybe stuff.
I'll start. Yeah, I like this. I think for me it's a 7. I really enjoyed, seeing more of that behind the scenes of the resistance, the workings of it, and how, because I was wondering, how do they fund all this, all these missions, and what are the steps they took right before Rogue One? What was the build up to that? So it's interesting to see that that sort of background and who was behind, who was doing all the work behind operations, and who in the Senate was involved in this. We know that Mon Mothma was one of the senators. I'm sure there's more than one senator sort of involved in this. Yeah, so it's really, yeah, and seeing the character of Luthen sort of expanded more to see what his, I guess, professional front is, what sort of face he puts forward in the Empire, and then what he's really doing behind the scenes. So I found that interesting. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that dinner goes as well. That the senator's husband is, set up, this dinner with all these guests who, aren't necessarily, they're sort of on the side of the Empire. So, it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Because they tend to oppose her policy, and yeah, so it'd be fun dinner as well. That might be going on at the same time as the heist. So maybe the next episode will kind of switch back between those two different, things happening. Be interesting and then kind of fun to do like a switching, a contrast between this dinner that's likely to go wrong and then the heist that's likely to go wrong. So I think that would make for a fun episode next week. So yeah, and it's really interesting how you sort of see how Andor got involved in the Rebel Alliance. Like that's the start of his involvement. You know, he goes on this and then ends up going on probably more and more of these kind of missions until we get to see him in that position that he's in Rogue One. Yeah.
Okay, 7. I think I'll give it about the same. Yeah, it's a quite fascinating, show about the more political side of Star Wars, political intrigue, how the inner workings of the Empire, and yeah, I really love how they're trying to flesh out minor characters like Mon Mothma, because she's she's really just a very minor character from the movies. But now we finally get to see her as a true political figure who's probably a key political figure, in the Star Wars universe, especially in this era that they're focusing on. So that's quite intriguing as well to see that. And obviously, like the whole heist thing that's being set up promises to be quite an exciting ride. Like get going into episode 5. Gee, how many episodes are they? 8? Is it 8 or 9? Can't remember. So are we at a halfway point yet?
Don't think so. I think Andor has more episodes than
10,
the
right?
usual.
I think it's 10 episodes. I'm not sure. But I thought this one actually has more episodes than Obi-Wan.
Andor, how many episodes?
How many episodes of Andor will there be? Oh, 24?
What? 24
Really?
episodes? No way.
No,
I'm
that
not,
can't be right. Oh, wait,
that can't be right.
they
No.
place across over 2 seasons.
If they're talking about 2 seasons, then that's different.
Yeah.
Then it will be 12 each.
So it does say that it will have first season covers the
Oh yeah, 12. It is 12. Yeah, season 1 is 12.
Yeah,
It's quite a much longer than
yeah, that's
other
definitely that's
series.
twice as long as Obi-Wan.
Yep. So it does seem like they already planned it to be 2 seasons. So 12 episodes for
Each.
season 1, 12 seasons for season 2.
All right, so we're only a third of the way in. So I guess in a way that's why for me it feels a little bit slow going. So I think they're taking their time because they've got 12 episodes
They have more time.
to tell us to tell the story, so they don't have to rush, which is kind of it's kind of cool to take
Sometimes
their
it's
time.
nice when they don't
It's-
rush through things because then you feel like there's a proper build-up.
But it does seem like they are going to build up on it more because according to the summary of the 24 episodes is season 1 is only going to cover the first year. And
Episodes.
season 2 will cover the last 4 years in a 5-year period.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
That's
So
interesting.
they're focusing more on year 1,
Yeah, so just year 1 and season 1.
and then the rest is just bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Hmm.
yeah, so I wonder how they're going to get through that for years 2 to 5
4, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's quite a lot.
before Rogue One.
Hmm.
So this show was already planned for 2 seasons from the get-go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's a 7 for me.
Yeah.
I think we've got. Do we still have Bill? Yes, we have Bill.
Bill, what do you think?
Yeah, still going. Okay, yeah. Well, pretty sure you know my attitude towards Star Wars.
But the thing is, it doesn't feel
Uh,
like a typical Star Wars show, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like a lot different to see, a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Or, like the first Star Wars movies kind of thing. But yeah, this episode was pretty good. I'd probably give it 1 point for every 10 minutes that it was on,
What?
plus a little bit more. So I rounded it up to maybe 5.5.
Okay. Did you find it slow going a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when they got to the planet, I don't know what the planet was called, where that they made up with the rebellion, and that lady, whoever her name
Yeah,
is,
Mon Mothma. Yeah.
yeah, and all the I mean, everyone was very, very cautious. What was his name? What do you call himself? Clem.
Yeah, Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you call himself? Clem.
Clem, yes.
It's
Yeah,
a funny choice.
Clement. Clem.
yeah. It just sounds like some American, like Mississippi hillbilly name.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Clem.
Clem.
But yeah, so yeah, the distrust and stuff, when even basically the top leader of them had like double vouched for him. Yeah, there's like descent in the ranks there. I wasn't happy with that. But and also their heist plan, yeah, I can just tell it's just doomed for failure.
You'll be doomed, like Jono says, the first time. Has to be a failure,
Yeah,
right?
otherwise it's not going to be a good heist episode.
Otherwise, it's there's no,
it
no
doesn't make
drama.
it interesting if it, if it's too successful. It's like, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, that's no fun.
Something
There's
has
no
to go
fun,
wrong. Something
right?
has to go wrong.
Like that's where the fun comes in.
Exactly.
Yes, we all know how it'll turn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, okay.
Mostly with like everyone surviving as usual.
Yeah. Right, yeah, so yeah, I'll basically give it 5.5.
All right, 5.5 from Bill.
What
I
about
think
you,
we've got Jono
Jeff?
left.
Not me yet.
Well, Jeff is, if he's still around.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
There you
good.
Bueno. I give it a 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I think. Lots of episodes still to go. But see what it's like. Yeah, I like how they show the imperial kind of system inside
Yes, imperial system.
inside the ship and all that inside.
Coruscant and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I found was such a contrast as well. It's like how the rebels, like how they approach when there's like a new element that comes in. Like how it's such a contrast between how bureaucratic the imperialist guards are compared to how non-bureaucratic the rebels are. Like they just suddenly accept this new person that they never met before.
True.
3 days before a heist.
Yeah.
But an important heist is like a life or death.
You don't need to go through proper channels.
Like
Just
there's
do
no
it.
proper channels. You don't have to file a report. It's none of those things.
It's like a contrast between like a big
I
organization
think it's a deliberate contrast
with
there.
lots of red tape versus an agile little
This is what
company.
an empire looks like.
Can
and
be
what a
agile.
little, alliance looks like.
You can move faster. That's what you can do. And that's
That's
their advantage,
where
really.
They
the
have an
rebellion.
advantage over the empire.
They can
An
move
empire
quickly.
doesn't move quickly. I need the information to be vetted and verified. If they had to do like a background check on Andor before they could accept him,
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
They couldn't pull that mission off. They
Mm.
wouldn't be ready in 3 days to do it.
Yep, a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
Mm. Exactly. Cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jono.
Marcus's score?
Oh yeah, Jeff's score. Yeah, have you given your score?
I
7,
think-
you said, yeah?
Uh,
7.
Yeah, I think I guess
7.
same as
So
Yes,
Marcus, me?
Oh, Marcus.
Oh yeah, I already did. I said
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
each. Yeah.
Overall, I thought it was a good show. They landed on the new planet. The episode name was called Aldani, so I think that was the name of the planet. The creation of the heist was interesting. Also, the idea of trust. Like, they don't know who to trust. Cassian doesn't know how to trust anyone yet. The rebels don't trust Cassian or whatever his name was called again.
Cassian Andor, Clem.
Yeah, Clem. Yeah, they don't trust Clem. Clem is actually Cassian Andor, so trust is like completely out the window at the moment. So we'll see how that completely breaks down in the next one. I think that whole trust issues would be the reason why they kind of fall apart in the next episode.
Mm.
It's probably leading up to that, so a bit of foreshadowing
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a good way to actually end the episode at that point. Is seeing a bit of Coruscant at Luthen's job,
Yeah.
and Mon Mothma was kind of interesting. Seeing all the little tidbits of all the Easter eggs that were there.
Yeah. That was so fun seeing his shop.
Yeah. If they make it canon or not for The Force Unleashed, we do not know. Probably not. Overall, I'd give it like maybe a 6.
Mm.
Because yeah, of course it's slow, but again, they are going to be slow to create a more diverse story.
Yeah, it's a different type of story. Yes.
Yeah, because we don't know these characters yet, so they have to have time to
Build up.
build up these characters so we get to connect with them a bit more.
Mm.
It wouldn't
I
be like
kept getting-
She-Hulk where we
yeah.
kind of know the characters right away.
I kept getting the feeling that they're going for views over good content.
Who? What? What
What do you-
views?
They're going for views over decent content.
This
Like,
is good content there.
yeah. Oh.
Yep.
I think
Yeah, it's kind of
Overall, yeah, it's a 6.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of slow going,
Yeah.
but I think that because these are less familiar characters, you need time
yeah.
to build.
Yep. And as well,
Oh yeah,
since
yeah.
if it's like any other good TV show, the first season is always going to be slow, and then it builds up for the next season.
Yeah, because you need to set up that foundation. Mm.
There's a lot of exposition.
Like, for example, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How many people didn't like the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because everyone said it was slow.
Mm.
Near
That's
the
right.
end of it, like season 6, season 7, season 8, fans kept asking for more because that show ended up being so good. But the first season was slow. They were building up the characters.
Yeah. I guess that's the problem too. If you can't stick with it for a season, then you have your fans drop out before getting
Yeah.
to the good bit, you know.
Exactly. So I think that's what they're going for in this one, because they are already slated for 2 seasons. They're not pressured to rush it all in one whole season.
Yeah. So they're taking their time to build this
These
pretty big story. You can
It's quite a
sort of
big
tell they're
investment as
trying to
well.
set something pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean they're pretty invested because they've put in 24 episodes. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big investment for a series, you know, like 2 seasons straight off the bat. Like most people, you know, they would just go, okay, let's see how the pilot how people respond to the pilot to see whether they continue, or let's see how the first season goes, then decide whether to renew or not. But this
Yeah.
one, they must have had a lot of confidence because of, you know, how many people loved Rogue One.
Mm.
They sort of banked on that goodwill and just had the confidence to greenlight 2 seasons straight away.
It definitely pays off in this one. We already get a bit more of the characters. We don't know them too well yet, but it does seem like it will be coming.
All right. With
Yeah.
that said, it's actually 1:30 if you take into account daylight savings.
Although it doesn't,
Oh,
no, it
yeah.
doesn't kick in until 2 a.m. though.
Huh?
It doesn't kick in until 2 a.m.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Still 12:30.
Anyways,
Yeah.
since we're on the topic of Star Wars,
Ooh.
I finally built this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's cool.
This is BD1.
does it do anything?
No, it's just a Lego set.
It's Lego. Yeah, but how cool.
Yeah. So this is BD1, the droid that was shown
BD1,
off
wow.
in Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm.
Oh,
Little
okay.
droid.
it's just a cute boy.
Such a cute droid, especially the head and the colors. The colors were meant to be a bit like
I guess it's meant to be similar to BB-8.
yeah, so it's a bit of a mix of like R2D2 or BB-8 in a way.
mm.
So BD1
Oh, yeah,
was
BB-8,
the
yeah.
I love BB-8 as
yeah,
well.
BD1 was
Oh.
the companion to the Jedi Cal Kestis.
Mm.
So maybe we'll see them sometime around.
Mm.
This Lego set was only released like this year, so
Oh, that's pretty recent. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And since
Very good.
the announcement of the new Jedi Survivor game, we'll see this droid again. And maybe we'll see him if they introduce Cal Kestis in the show or not.
Ah.
Hoping.
Yeah, just be careful he doesn't become self-aware, Jono.
and like
AI.
Skynet, huh?
Sky.
It's just Lego. There's no electronic in it.
Yeah. No.
Well, yeah.
But maybe we'll see the droid if we get Cal Kestis in the show.
Oh yeah. That'd be cool actually to see it.